Page 5 now, the progressive anti-free market agenda. It's rearing its ugly head once again and again. It's the minimum wage. This time, it's Senator Patty Murray of Washington State who wants a $12 an hour minimum wage. Really? Hey, Patty, why not 20 or 50 or $100 an hour? Why stop at 12? Now, there's a newly declared presidential candidate who would fully support increasing the minimum wage and all things big government. That's because this guy is a Marxist. Joining me now and filling in for Daily Ledger Page 5 girl Stephanie Marie, Maggie Litt. Maggie, this guy is a socialist through and through, but because he's entering into the race on the Democrat side, kind of changes the dynamics.
Right. So Hillary Clinton says she welcomes Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders to the race. But why? Well, Sanders might force her to focus on progressive issues like climate change, campaign finance reform, and income inequality. Also, Sanders might help her find a sweet spot between the left wing of the Democratic Party and the more moderate voters. So it's all about Hillary, even when it's about Bernie. But who is Bernie Sanders? Well, among other things, he's a socialist.
99% of all new income generated in this country is going to the top 1%. How does it happen that the top 1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%? And my conclusion is that that type of economics is not only immoral, it's not only wrong, it is unsustainable. It can't continue. We can't continue having a nation in which we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major nation on earth at the same time as we're seeing a proliferation of millionaires and billionaires.
Political operatives say Sanders will also keep the Clinton Foundation's controversial fundraising issues within the news. And with Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren out of the race for president, Sanders is viewed as the heart of the progressive cause and Hillary the head, as he will push her to go more left.
That's for sure. Income inequality's got to be probably one of his favorite subjects, but of course, if you really understand income inequality, it's a necessary component to the free market system because you don't want income equality. That would be North Korea or that would be Cuba. But what else do we know about this flaming socialist?
Well, so Bernie Sanders is actually serving his second term in the U.S. Senate. He previously served in the House of Representatives for 16 years, making him the longest serving independent in U.S. congressional history. Yeah. Now, according to his website, his big issues are income inequality and shrinking the middle class. And although he identifies as an independent, he caucuses with the Democrats. And
the Vegas line says it's going to be a long shot for him to win president, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Around 100 to 1. And what's the favorite? Is Hillary and Jeb Bush, correct?
Mm-hmm. Hillary is standing at about an 8 to 5.
I found it interesting that he was ahead of Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders is at 100 to 1. You have Donald Trump at 150 to 1.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. What else do you have on page 5?
So President Obama actually gave a talk at a reading and writing event on Thursday at a library in Washington, D.C. Now, that's when a sixth grader who was moderating the event tried to get the president to do what millions of Americans have been wanting to do for years. He got the 44th president to stop talking.
A lot of times the reason people get blocked is because they're worried that what I'm going to do is not going to be that good. Well, nothing is very good the first time you do it. Your first draft, everybody here has been learning how to, in your English classes, that you write drafts, right? You try something, you write it the first time. Listen, even the best writers, usually it's not that good the first time they write it.
Yeah, and I think you sort of covered everything about that question.
Okay, you think I've just kind of... Usman thinks I've been talking too long.
No, I think you just...
No, well, let's move it along. I got you.
So Osman Yahya of the Bennett Middle School in Salisbury, Maryland, said afterwards he didn't mean to interrupt the president. He says he just wanted to wrap it up for lunch since most of the students were hungry.
I love this kid. And lunch is important. It's very, very important to me.
Important.
So what do we know about this young man? He's a sixth grader. What else?
Yeah, so we actually don't know all that much about Osmond. However, we do know that he was asked to interview the president about his favorite books and his love for reading. And this was all part of a virtual series field trip where students can learn about people, places, and things that impact the world.
Well, Osmond is welcome on this program any time, and so are you, Maggie. Thanks. Coming up next, it's growing. The list of Republican candidates for president is doubling as the Daily Ledger continues.